Foxee here, and thanks for joining me on this lovely day. Indoors, where the weather is always perfect, and today we are playing the first tree. Now, we just came across a mysterious figure in the distance, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with her kids. But it also makes me think of the drawings from the boy, because at one point we saw him drawing a bunch of wolves. And I'm wondering if this is a wolf as well. This could be a dog, I'm not close enough to see. But from the fog and the shadowing around it, I want to say this isn't a good sign. Maybe this is who took our kits. We already know one of our kits isn't alive.
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Oh, so he's not really visiting his dad. He's visiting his dad's grave. And we just found another one of our kits. Aww. I feel like I'm gonna tear up from this. This is making me tear up just a little bit. So we have one more kit to go. Does the wolf maybe represent his dad? Does the wolf represent his sorrow? What does the wolf represent, and why can't I run? Oh boy. This makes me want to run and just forget about all these stars. This is sad. We must be chasing down the wolf because it took the kids. I almost feel like these these stars are kind of in the way of the story. Oh, forget the star, I don't need it. I want to know what happened. I want to blame the wolf, but maybe that's not the case here. But it did put the wolf in shadows. As if it was supposed to be the evil figure. I think there's a lot of open landscape because you're supposed to take that time to really dig into what you've just seen in this game and then take it and interpret it. Okay, I think my tears have gone away. But knowing that there's still one more kit, I feel like it's gonna make me sad. I'm hoping that the other kid is okay. And maybe I've miscounted. Maybe there was only 2 kits. But I think there was 3. It said that we had to find one more. Oh, please. Maybe be alive. Oh, why do I get the feeling it's not going to be? Game, don't make me sad. Well, you've already done that. You've already accomplished me being sad. You beautiful game. With silly mechanics that make me do Skyrim horse. Oh, I see another light. Another memory. I can't imagine having a dream like this. You know, following a mother fox around and her finding her kids. Them not being alive, and then trying to figure out why did you dream this? And this whole time it has a connection with your father. Ready for the next step.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
It's a letter. I can't read the writing on it though. I almost thought it was gonna end there. But we can't end it there. So did he already fully dream this, or did he go back to bed and now he's finishing his dream? I've had dreams like that. I'd wake up, and then as soon as I would go back to bed, I'd finish the dream. Or it would replay in my head again from the beginning. Dreams are rather strange. It's sometimes hard to interpret. Ooh. This is pretty and extremely different. Are we on top of water?
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
Is she gonna tell us what her mother was like? Do we have to find something? I feel like regardless of what direction I go in, it might not be the right direction. I kinda wanna follow this star though. It seems the most interesting to me. It just sort of pops out in the night sky. There's other large stars, but I like that large star. And ooh, I do see something over here. I thought this was just endless. And we were waiting for her to tell her story, but it looks like we're going to find out on our own. I think there's something at the end. I want to say maybe it's a deer? Oh, I feel like I'm not getting any closer. Feels so far away. It is a deer. Oh, so pretty.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself.
Oh, the story gets sadder and sadder.
I think we both have always loved animals. And for me, that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse. And at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, of the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns in this, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
But then here we are with the fox, still looking for her last kit. I guess everybody has trouble in their family, is what I'm getting from this. Nobody's life is perfect. There are many obstacles we have to overcome to make our own, and then we gotta learn from them. So one day, we can create a better home. It's gotten quiet. What is that? Sounds louder and louder. I'm sort of lost in my thoughts right now. This game has really made me think about my past. It's not the greatest, but I'm definitely moving forward and I'm making it better. I guess if you want a better life, you have to go out there and get it yourself. If you don't change things, then nothing will ever change. It'll all stay the same. You can either decide to live with what you have, or try for something different. Those decisions can only be made by yourself. Not by anyone else, and not by chance. Game's made me a little sad. I'm hoping that in the end we can put everything together and maybe have a really good story. So many stars. We almost have 100. Of course, there is a few that I purposely left behind. Because I'm more interested in the story than the stars. I almost find the stars a distraction.
Fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
But how do I get down there? I think I might be able to slide off here, but I definitely don't want to slide off over there. Okay, here we go. I kind of wish there was a better way to go down. So does that mean the last kit's gonna be alive? I really hope so. I also want to be able to run. There we go. What is the first tree? Ah! Oh, please be alive. Oh, another cliff. I don't like jumping off cliffs, so we'll slightly fall off. That would injure probably most foxes. I just don't like leaping off tall things. I don't really have a problem with heights. Just because when I lived in Twin Falls, you lived next to the canyon. And I'd walk along it and go across the Pine Bridge. It's just kind of my way of getting away from college when I needed to. College is pretty stressful when you have all that work to do, and then you start working a job, and you're also kind of struggling to start an art career. I wanted nothing more than to make art. I always wanted to have my own art booth and sell my products that I would create. I'd always struggle with an art block, and I never know what to draw or what's creative or what people would like, and I ended up liking the things that I made for myself, or I would take commissions and draw other people's characters, and I tend to like those the most. Drawing something for someone else is probably my most favorite thing. I've been wanting to do streams and maybe draw your guys' ideas as you comment them down below. I also wanted to do more speed paints. I really miss art. I've been doodling at my desk lately. I've been drawing like little potato hunter and my character is a slime. Been drawing deers. I was never good at drawing them, and now I'm getting a lot better. I always found that their back legs were extremely different to other animals, and it always threw me off. Just something more challenging. I just didn't have a whole lot of experience in drawing certain herbivores. Been drawing bunnies. And overall just trying to improve, but it gets harder when you have no references, and I can't really bring a drawing book to work, or I can't look up pictures on the computer. So I've been having to draw from my own mind and what I remember. And I haven't been doing too bad. Now I want to get these stars, but they're not important. I do want to figure out if we're going to find that last kit. But first, we gotta find that tree. I imagine the first tree is a very large tree. And, oh, I see a barn and lumber. I see lots of lumber. His dad worked with a lot of lumber. Is this where his dad had worked? Maybe. I don't know, what do you guys think about like some art streams? Would you want to see me draw, or maybe talk about how to digitally draw? I don't necessarily know everything about digitally drawing, but I know enough to get the basics down and maybe talk about each tool. Or maybe talk about just the basics of drawing and how to get started. I have a drawing tablet. I started out with a cheap one, and after I got used to it, then I moved up to a larger tablet that was a little more expensive, and I love it, especially the pressure sensitivity. Once you start with something that's cheap, then you know what's good once you upgrade. I think you should start low and then upgrade to something better, and then you just appreciate it that much more. Huh, buried house. I wonder why the houses are buried. Not even sure if I'm supposed to be here. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Probably not. I can't even see where I'm going. No, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Where else could I go? I don't think I could go up to the lumber house up there, so maybe I need to go more this way and go around it or go over it. Is there something up there, or is that just a bush? Might just be a bush. We'll ignore that bush. The bush is not important. I don't think that's where I'm supposed to go. Where am I supposed to go? Let's try going this way, towards that bush I said we didn't need to go to. I'm hoping that the creator would create some sort of barrier if they didn't want us up here. Never did find that Easter bunny. I wonder where the Easter bunny hides. But you know what? If we climb up here, we might have a better view of where we're supposed to go. All I see are mountains. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. There's that bush. Ah, jumping's gonna be a lot quicker. Let's jump. Goodness, the more I climb up, the more I think I'm not supposed to be here. Oh, there's a large tree back over there. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to be. That large tree. I was looking for a large tree. Oh, I see a memory all the way back there. How did I miss it? I also can't climb over this, but I'm gonna use it to get to where I need to go. I went really, really far. I see a star down there, but I kinda don't want to jump down. I almost feel this map's a little too big for me. Why can't I be up here? There's a barrier. They put in a barrier, so I wasn't supposed to be up here. Well, looks like we'll go down here. Oh, it's the hospital bed where her mom was laying. Oh, get well. I can't imagine what it's like to have a parent in the hospital. I still have both of my parents. I know both my dad's parents have been in the hospital. My grandpa, or my dad's dad, he had passed away from lung cancer, mostly caused from smoking, and then I know my grandma, or my dad's mom, had recently been in the hospital. It's kind of hard for me to have feelings for someone I didn't really have memories with, or I've spent a lot of time with. Well, either way, I didn't go and visit her when she was in the hospital, and I probably should have. I haven't been very close to my family as I should have been. I think that just has to do with the divorce that happened in my life, and I just sort of went off on my own.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
This story kind of makes me want to go see my own dad. See how he's doing and make sure everything's going alright. It's just a lot harder because he lives probably close to 3 hours away from me. That's a 6-hour drive during the day. Oh no, not our last kit. No. I had hope.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
I don't know how you come back from that. This has made me tear up. He lost his father. His fox had lost all of her kids. Does this tree represent hope? I know it represents the life. And the wolf had taken all the kids. The wolf was the one that took the lives.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Does it represent moving on after something awful? And I think I went to the wrong side. Aww, I never thought I would step into this story and wind up being very sad. The only lives I lost in my life were usually pets. I lost a lot of cats. Majority of the time they would be hit by a car. But I guess that's not to say that I won't lose anybody in my life in the future. And I should probably reflect on that and maybe give my parents a visit. Ah, okay, I was supposed to climb up on it. We gotta climb towards the tree, I think. Maybe I should have taken one of the other branches. Or maybe it doesn't matter which branch I decide to take. It all goes in the same direction. Ooh, the distant reminds me of like a watercolor painting. Very faded. Stands out. I wonder what happens when you reach the tree. Will this represent getting over the sadness and moving on? The first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, "Oh, I never thought about what I would say to the kids." I now see that the stars were used as characters in order to write a long message. The more you gathered, the longer the message it could be. And so I ended up writing, "May you awaken in a beautiful land. I will miss you dearly. Know that your mother will always love you." I feel like that's what a mother would say. She would want to keep it positive even though it is sad. What happened?
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
6 months later. Are we going to be playing as Joseph now? I guess we are. See that there's bottles there. And there's Rachel. I guess we couldn't sleep. So we're getting up and maybe going for a walk. Oh, the sun's coming up. I wonder if that's the parents. Or just some old photo that he's hung up on the wall. I feel almost creeped out walking through here. Bricks and puffies. I feel like we're gonna go outside in the end. Are we moving here? Or are we leaving? I see boxes everywhere. There's a fox drawing. Maybe he just really likes foxes. Bunny. Well, he is an artist, so he probably drew those. Oh, this looks like a kid's room. Another fox. I guess he just continually sees foxes. And boxes. Well guys, I think I let this go on a lot longer than I had expected, and I think I'm gonna end it here. So anyway guys, thanks for joining me on this lovely day, and if you're new to my channel, please non-subscribe, boop the like, and join Team Foxee. And if you're a subscriber, you know what to do. You boop the like button, you boops it. So anyway guys, thanks for joining me. Bye-byes.